So I've now had the M2 for about 2 months and I've been wanting to do a video on my initial impressions of the car. I'll do a full proper review of the car once I've spent more time with it, but for now, here's a couple of things I've noticed since owning the car. One of the main reasons I went with the N55 is because of how good it sounds. It's got so much character to it, and it's such a sweet inline-6 sound. When driving about in comfort with the valves closed, it reminds me a lot of the S65 for some reason. The pops and burbles are also really cool and actually sound quite natural. I especially enjoy driving slowly around in traction mode with the windows down, and that M2 thump when you lift off is also so unique and addictive. I would say though that while it's pretty loud for a stock exhaust, it could definitely use more volume, so I've got a sports cat going in soon that will hopefully help with that. I'm personally a fan of smaller cars, so the size of the car for me is perfect. It's actually shorter than an E46, but as it's slightly wider, it's quite roomy inside too. It just feels so compact to drive, and it's one of the things that I can't explain, but it just feels right. That being said, it's got more than enough space and it's surprisingly practical. So I was a bit worried that I would find the ride too harsh, as it doesn't have adaptive suspension, but it's actually not too bad at all. I was pleasantly surprised by how well it soaks up the bumps as long as you go over it slowly, but it can get a bit busy when the road conditions are not great. I mainly only notice it when there are other people in the car, but my wife has never complained, so it can't be too bad. The car has lots of power, but as expected, has some trouble putting it down in the lower gears. The rear end slides around a bit, which is pretty fun, but it's definitely a different feeling to the four-wheel drive cars when accelerating from lower speeds. I drove a B58 Supra recently that seemed to put the power down better, so that felt a bit quicker too. However, I will be remapping the M2 soon, so I can't wait to see how the car feels after that. So the M2 gets a lot of flack about how the interior isn't great, but I've actually really enjoyed it. The Alcantara touches are really nice, and of course the Beamer Masterpieces hood lifts it up a notch. I like the dry carbon, and even the seats are decent. They just don't look the part compared to what you get in more modern performance cars these days. I really like the colours of the cluster too. It's really E46 M-like, but I just wish it had LEDs for the rev limiter as per the other M cars. So that's it for this video. I've kept it pretty short on purpose as there's just so much more content coming up on the M2. Please give the video a like and leave a comment if you enjoyed this, and of course, subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.